More than 90% of wealthy Americans just said the same thing. Not market volatility, not rising interest rates, not inflation. Their single biggest financial concern right now is living too long. That number came out of a brand new study released this week. Bank of America's private bank surveyed people with at least $3 million in investable assets, and the answer they got back was striking. Longevity is now the defining financial risk of our time. Now you might be thinking, that sounds like a rich person's problem. But here is why that reaction is completely wrong. And here is why this study reveals something that affects every single person trying to build financial security right now. The problem of outliving your money does not start at $3 million. It starts the moment you stop working. Let me explain what is actually happening. The average American retirement today lasts between 18 and 22 years. But life expectancy is shifting faster than most planning tools account for. If you retire at 62 today, you could realistically live to 90 or beyond. That is 28 years of expenses, 28 years of healthcare costs, 28 years of inflation quietly eating your purchasing power. Most retirement plans were not built for that runway, and the 2026 Beaufet study confirms that even people with significant assets have started recognizing this gap. When more than 90% of high net worth individuals flag the same concern, it is not panic, it is a signal. So what does planning for a longer life actually require? Hold that thought, because the second finding in this study is just as important. Nearly 1/4 of business owners surveyed said they inherited their company. That number jumped out because it tells us something about how fast family wealth transfer is accelerating. Parents and grandparents who built businesses are passing them on at a rate the financial system was not designed to handle. Estate plans, succession frameworks, tax strategies, most families do not have them. And when a business lands in someone's hands without a plan, value gets destroyed. This is not just a wealthy family issue. Think about every small business owner you know, a restaurant, a construction company, a retail shop. What happens to that business when the founder retires or passes away? Without a clear transfer strategy, the answer is usually nothing good. The Beaufet study found that multi-generational complexity is emerging fast between generations, and the gap between those who plan and those who do not is growing wider every year. Here is where this gets practical. The same study found that wealthy investors are shifting their preferences toward alternative investments, things like private equity, private credit, real assets, and infrastructure. These are not flashy trades. They are long-duration assets, designed to generate returns over 10, 15, even 20-year time horizons. That alignment is deliberate. If you expect to live longer, you need assets built for longer. The mistake most everyday investors make is building a retirement portfolio designed for a 10-year finish line. But the race has been extended. The portfolio has not been updated to match. If you are finding this useful, consider subscribing for more practical financial insights. Now here is the framework that the Beaufet study quietly points toward, and how it translates down to any income level. Step 1 is recalibrating your time horizon. If you are 45 today, your retirement portfolio may need to perform for 40 years, not 20. That changes everything about how aggressively you should be invested. Many middle-income savers move into conservative positions far too early. They protect against volatility, but expose themselves to something more dangerous, running out of money at 83. Step 2 is thinking about income that does not expire. Dividend-paying investments, annuity products, rental income, and yes, even inheritance planning all become more important when your timeline extends. The Beaufet study found that high net worth individuals are gravitating toward income sources that are designed to compound over decades. That instinct is correct, and it is accessible at almost any asset level. Step 3 is confronting the healthcare variable. This is the one most retirement calculators dramatically understate. The average retired couple in the US will spend over $300,000 on healthcare costs in retirement. That figure climbs significantly if either partner faces a chronic condition. Planning for longevity without planning for healthcare costs is like budgeting for a road trip and forgetting fuel. Step 4, and this matters most for families, is having the conversation early. The BOFA study specifically noted that business transitions and wealth transfers are becoming more frequent and more complex. But complexity is manageable when there is a plan. It becomes a crisis when there is not. Talking to your family about what happens to your assets is not morbid. It is the most financially responsible thing you can do right now. Here is the broader context that ties all of this together. We are living through a generational inflection point. Markets have delivered extraordinary returns over the past 3 years. Gold is up 130% in 3 years. Semiconductor stocks have surged dramatically in 2026. A select group of investors have accumulated significant wealth very quickly. That wealth is now moving. It is moving from one generation to the next. It is moving from savings accounts into alternative assets. It is moving from short-time horizons into long ones. The families and individuals paying attention to that shift, at every income level, are the ones who will be best positioned 5 and 10 years from now. The 2026 Beaufet study is not really about rich people worrying about dying wealthy. It is about a structural change in how long human lives last, and how completely unprepared most financial plans are for that reality. The good news is that preparation is not complicated. Lengthen your time horizon. Build income that compounds. Plan for healthcare as a major budget line. Have the family conversation before it becomes an emergency. These are not strategies reserved for people with $3 million. They are the foundations of any plan built for how long life actually lasts today. The market is sending signals this week. The people paying attention now will thank themselves later.